Am I live? Let's see. Testing. Oh, there's the Meadows. The weird echo. All right, 720. I guess that's what I'll have to do. All right. Oh, one person joins. All right. So, I'm about to make dinner. While I'm making dinner, I'll talk to you guys. I know this is a little unconventional, but we live in unconventional times, guys. I got home from work. Yesterday, I was actually going to do this live stream, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to save this for tomorrow because, tomorrow's Friday. So, well, 5 months ago, the last movie I saw in theaters, and again, this is story time with Chad. 5 months ago, the last movie I saw in theaters before the pandemic hit was Bloodshot. And I remember seeing that movie in theaters and saying it was terrible, which it was, in my opinion, of course. And I was like, okay, I'll be going to the movies in a couple of days. Of course, the pandemic hit, and I was like, if Bloodshot's the last movie I ever see in theaters, I am going to slit my throat. And of course, as time progressed, you hear about AMC saying that they're probably going to go under, and then you hear stuff about Amazon and, of course, AMC. And then I get a notification from my one friend 2 days ago. Actually, no, it was yesterday. My mistake. And of course, he's like, Chad, did you get my picture? And I was like, no, I didn't get it. And he sent it to me again, and it was that AMC near me is opening up, and I was like, yes, it's happening, yes. Bloodshot is not going to be the last movie ever. Oh, it's incredible. I can't believe it. I really can't. It's amazing. Oh. I, honest to God, thought that Bloodshot was going to be the last movie in theaters. And knowing that, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. It's insanity. Jacob Stanfield, do you like mice? Interesting. What's the context? Yeah, well, Jacob, that's the other thing. So Tenet, that's the other reason why I'm doing this video, because Tenet's coming to United States, I believe it's the 3rd. Although in other countries, it's going to be a little bit earlier. And I have my sources. Hopefully, we'll get across that and be able to see it a couple weeks early. We'll see. I'm going to be on the lookout for that, though. But, yeah, I am beyond excited the fact that theaters are back. And I just wanted to hear your guys' thoughts, too, because I don't know about in other areas if you guys are having it. Obviously, people that live around me, you guys are in the same situation as me. It's like, thank God theaters are back, because what else would we have done? I don't know, man. Like, it's really crazy, like, when you think about it. The fact that an entire industry that for years has been like a huge market almost like went under. Although apparently now they're fine. But who knows? I mean, that could just be a facade, Especially considering Regal, for some reason, apparently wasn't really going to go under. But then you hear about, other companies such as AMC where it's like apparently they're going to go under. So, I don't know. It's just kind of crazy when you think about it. But what are you guys' thoughts on theaters opening up? If someone comes in the group chat, they're going to be like, what's going on? It's like cooking with Chad. It's like, oh, this is not the usual Chad video, is it? No, it's not. But Chad does love cooking. Jacob Stanfield, what did you think of Bloodshot? You might have missed the beginning of my video. I absolutely hated Bloodshot. Bloodshot was terrible. The thing was, though, was a real big tease is that right before Bloodshot, they showed the 5-minute preview of Tenet, like the prologue, and holy cow, that prologue was amazing. And then I see Bloodshot, which I thought was terrible, and I was just like, okay, in a couple of days, I'll probably be going to the movies again, per usual, because I didn't really think the coronavirus was too big of a deal at that point. Like, I know it was ignorant, and I guess it's very American, but, like, I didn't think it was a big deal. It wasn't until, my job pretty much got shut down. We had to work from home, where I kind of put 2 and 2 together. I was like, this is kind of a bigger deal. And then I started hearing about other people as well. And then, of course, theaters got shut down, and I was like, oh, fudge. And, of course, we got the lovely streaming services and their lovely movies like Extraction. Let me tell you something. This year for movies, it's been appalling. Absolutely appalling. So I hope Tenet can bring things back, because otherwise it's like, what the heck? But yeah, Jacob, you were saying about mice. You mean like of mice and men, or just like regular mice? And again, in the context. I love fish. I would tend to agree. Yeah. I don't know. See, the thing is, and this is again going to sound narcissistic, but like when you make a movie and a movie's better than, in your opinion, a lot of other movies that came out, that's an issue, especially a first-time director. I don't know. That's just of course, my opinion. But like that's an issue. I know I'm just jerking myself off at this point, but it's like, what can I say? Would you rather see, Extraction, where they put this like filter on to make Chris Hemsworth look like, I don't even know. What I will say is this: I think the second half of the year will be a lot better. Of course, there might be a second wave of the coronavirus, but like mice, yeah. So like mice, the animal. I don't have anything against mice. If there was a mouse in my apartment, I'm not gonna lie, I'd be kind of freaked out. Of course, if it wasn't a pet. Good question though. Why do you think I'm eating a mouse? I'm eating fish. Get those amino acids, asparagus. People that are watching can see, me eating asparagus. Woo! Oh, broke off. But yeah, I don't know. Just a side, I was like, this would be kind of cool to do. So, Jacob, how long have you been subscribed to me, or are you subscribed? That's the question. And anyone else tuning in, you guys can ask away any questions. I'm just doing this to do it. The last live stream, of course, people didn't jump in until like 20 minutes in. At that point, I was just about to end it, and then we started this whole thing because there's like this troll. It's pretty funny. Oh, message retracted. Asparagus. Oh, we got two people. We got two people in now. I've been subbed for 5 days. Subbed for 5 days. What do you mean you've been subbed for 5 days? Are you a teacher? Subbed for 5 days. Ish. 5 days ish. Oh, duh. Sorry, I'm like an old man. I probably even look like an old man too. 5 days. Wow. New subscriber. What was the video that got you to subscribe? I'm just curious. I know that a lot of people like those ranking videos. I love doing it too. It's exhausting, but I do love doing it. Yeah, it's alright. Sometimes things go wrong. Probably why I am the way I am. Fincher. Yes. My favorite director. Love that director. He's amazing, man. I rewatched Gone Girl and Girl Dragon Tattoo. They're amazing. I'm planning to possibly rewatch Zodiac this weekend. I've been in the mood, man. Like I can never get enough of him. I'm kind of honestly really curious about his new movie Mank, because I feel like this is how a lot of people feel like. But when The Social Network came out, again, I was young when The Social Network came out, but I remember still thinking, I was like, how can The Social Network be an interesting movie? Possible. And then I saw it, and it's one of my all-time favorite movies now. So I'm kind of curious if Mank's gonna be the same way. I love Citizen Kane, so that I don't know. It seems like it's gonna be made perfectly for Fincher fans such as you and myself. But Fight Club and Zodiac are my favorite. Yeah, plan to rewatch Zodiac. Zodiac I have as my number 3, but I'm not gonna lie, I think I said this in my ranking video too. Girl Dragon Tattoo I've seen so many times more. Zodiac I've seen I think 3 times. I saw it the first time at the end of high school, and then the second time when my girlfriend and myself started dating, so it's probably 3-4 years ago. And actually no, there might have been a time in between that. No, there was a little bit. I saw it twice at in end of senior year high school. I need to rewatch it. That's why, like I said, I've been planning to possibly rewatch it. Fincher can make almost anything, I think. Yeah, I agree. That's why there was one subscriber of mine with my movie. They said that like the ending reminded them of like David Fincher. And I was like, That's the best compliment ever. I was like, that's hands down the best compliment someone can give me. Because he's my favorite director. Lynch is up there too. I love Lynch. What we got? Got the rice ramen. All right, what we got? Jacob Stanfield. Yeah. I don't know. See, I think what also. Do you watch? Actually, no. Sorry, lose my train of thought. Do you like David Lynch, Jacob? What's your favorite Lynch film? Well, I should say watch my ranking video, but I'm just kidding. My favorite one is hands down Mulholland Drive. Blue Velvet's like close second. Lost Highway, I believe, is my number 3, and then Eraserhead's number 4. Lost Highway is very underrated. Nobody talks about it really, but it's great. 1 second. All right. Yeah. Blue Velvet and Eraserhead are my favorites. Yeah, I got both of them on Criterion. Not to spoil my Criterion video, I'm going to be releasing my Criterion collection. I haven't decided when I'm going to release it, but I'll be releasing it soon. Those are 2 movies I picked up. Eraserhead, I'd only seen one time, and I know it's like a sin to do that, like, while doing a ranking list, but kind of was perfect because, like, I still agree. Like, I think that movie's great. I gave it a second watch. It's truly something special. I don't know. See, I feel like what stinks is I feel like, again, not to compare myself to others, but I feel like a lot of other YouTubers, they just like review a lot of like mainstream stuff, and they don't really talk about like these kind of directors and everything. And I don't know. I feel like these are the kind of directors where it's like they should get a lot of focus on, not just like in the art house community, because these are directors taking risks. I don't know. I know I'm in the minority with that, but whatever. Film's subjective after all. What are you gonna do? All right. Still nobody. I swear. Again, Jacob, mark my word. Nobody's really in the chat right now. Mark my word. In 10 minutes or so. Actually, no, that was later on in the night. People probably eating dinner, depending on if they're East Coast or not. But, we got sauce. Ooh, we got 2 people in. People seeing my clickbaity live stream. I'm so happy that theaters are back, man. I really am. I don't know what I would have done. I know that streaming is like, it's big, at this point, people are going to be doing it. But there's just something about seeing it on the big screen, just 100% focused. I don't know. Jacob Stanfield, LOL. Yeah, I know. Hey, a lot of YouTubers do clickbait. I had someone, you can actually check this out. I think it was, what was that generic movie that came out on Netflix? I think it was called The Lost Guard, The Last Guard, whatever. It was the one that's released around. There's someone that commented on the video about how I should make more videos with like thumbnails about basically showing pictures of like women. I'm just like, he's not wrong, but I'm like, I don't know. I just don't know if I could go down to that level. Like even 365 days, like putting that poster on, like the thumbnail, I was just kind of like, this will probably get views. Man, it's gotten views. For me, like a new movie getting 80 something views is like something. It's the ranking videos where it's like, okay, I'll get 100+ views. Which I'm fine with at this point. Movie with women are bad. Depends on the movie, man. I don't know. They're both men and female-driven movies where I'm just kind of like, ugh. But there's some really good female-driven movies like Annihilation, Widows. The ones that don't like, they're not like 100. They're not like Ghostbusters 2016. There, I said it. That movie was atrocious, man. It took me 4 days to finish that. The onions. And now it's cooking class with Chad. Chad is giving up his career as a YouTube critic and is instead going to be making food. Although, not to jerk myself off, my friends do say I am a pretty good cook, so maybe there's something to it. Just the ginger. Gotta get all the nutrients. All the nutrients here. Going crazy, guys. That's what quarantine does. What we got? Sarcasm and Aliens. Yeah, Aliens is good. I do like Aliens. I'm not gonna lie, I can stand Ghostbusters. Wait, you can stand or can't stand? Because if you say I can't stand, I 100% agree with you. If you say I can, I disagree. But that's the thing also, and this is just YouTube in general. If you disagree with someone, automatically it's like, oh, it's the end of the world. It's like, you gotta have like, a huge debate. And it's like, guys, come on, we're all human. Paul Logan's in the house. There we go. We got 3 people. I told you, Jacob. I called it. Paul and the other person that's obviously in the chat now. I told Jacob, I was like, watch. I was like, around the 20-minute mark, that's when people are going to slowly start getting in to the chat and everything. It always happens. And we got Joseph Place. Yes, we're lit. What are the kids saying these days? Lit. I don't know. What do I know? Paul, I believe you commented on my my letterbox ranking. It's not that I ignored you. It's just like sometimes at work I'm like, oh, I gotta go on letterbox later. So I'll comment back. I promise. I'm not mistaken. I always get confused because your username is different than what it is like on here. So sometimes I'm like, Paul Logan, what is he on the letterbox? I'm like, oh yeah, he's the Pepe Le Pig. I'm sorry. I'll stop now. But yeah, Joseph Plays. I don't think I've seen you in the chat before, Joseph Plays. Welcome to your humble YouTuber. Just finished The Exorcist for the first time. LOL. Dude, I don't know how you liked it the first time, like obviously today, but that's a really good movie. I wasn't a big fan of it the first time because I was like, oh, it's the scariest movie, so I thought it was gonna be like jump scares. Now keep in mind this was teenager Chad. But I revisited it last year, loved it. And then I saw it again a couple months after that. Loved it. It's a great movie. It really is. I hope you watch the theatrical cut, though. Don't watch the extended cut. I know that's like the only one that you can find really online, but watch the theatrical cut. Jacob, nice. Man of many words. I can approve. For those of you that also are joining, I'm making some stuff. So, because I got home a little bit late. Jacob Stanley, random question. Have you heard of the 1998 film Dark City? Absolutely. Not only have I heard of it, I own it. I love that movie. Unpopular opinion. You ready for this, guys? You ready? Dark City is 1,000 times better than The Matrix. I know. I'm going to get hate for that, but I love Dark City, the director's cut. The actual cut I avoided because I know that the beginning, apparently, of narration is spoon-feed the audience, but the director's cut is great. I think some of the special effects have aged a little poorly, but for the most part, amazing movie. It's really good. I've been meaning to rewatch it because that's one of the better summer films of the 90s. Joseph Plays. I've been watching your videos for a while, but haven't been to any live show of yours. Hey, welcome, man. I'm glad that you're a part of this. It's cool to obviously have someone else in this. You guys might see there's a troll last time. His name was like Bleed Green. We weren't able to figure out who he was, but he's a troll. Be on the lookout for him. Jacob Stanfield, I tend to agree. Yeah, most people would disagree because The Matrix is like, it's sent from God. The Matrix is good, don't get me wrong. I respect what it did for cinema, but I have issues with it. I give it like a 3.75 out of 5. I changed my rating when I started thinking about marinating more. But Dark City, as of right now, I'd probably give Dark City like a 4.5 out of 5. Paul Logan, sorry, technical difficulties. It's okay, man. I'm live streaming this on my old laptop. My new laptop for my next movie came in. So this is my old one. So obviously the quality's still not the best. Just to play cool shirt, man. Thanks, man. Game of Thrones fans in the house, hopefully. Avatar Targaryen won. Yes. I actually like Game of Thrones Season 8. Unpopular opinion time. And that's when everyone leaves the group chat. I don't think it's perfect. I don't, but I do like the ballsy narration of season 8. I have a lot of issues though in terms of like how the show started out as like a artsy political medieval backdrop, and then it kind of went into like all out fantasy. That was for the masses. Because if you notice, season 7 and 8, there's like no nudity, barely any language. But I still like season 8 for what it is. Paul Hogan, Joseph Quazet. Oh, I think Joseph Plays. I think I'm following you on Letterboxd. Now that Paul Hogan said that, I hope so. If I'm not, I apologize, and I'll get my phone right now. But I do apologize. I do try to follow back everyone on Letterboxd, unless I see that they just got on there, and I'm just like, is this a bot or is this legit? Oh, here we go. Yes. Ooh la la. Ooh la la la. All right, what we got? Mr. Blaze, that's me. What are you cooking? Good question. It's a new kind of fish. So, not that anyone cares. I eat a lot of fish. Probably can't tell, but I eat pretty healthy. I try to, have a pretty healthy diet. But I eat a lot of fish. Not high in mercury though. I try to get it low in the food chain, like sardines, salmon, but not just any salmon. Salmon made from the ocean. You guys probably don't care about any of this, but I got a new fish because it's also on the lower end, and it's wild orange ruff. So it's from the ocean. Like, you don't want to. Again, who thought this would be a TED Talk time? But you don't want to get farm raised fish. You want to get wild. You want to get it from the ocean, because farm raised, there's a lot of like pesticides and like added stuff. You just don't want it. So that's why you'll notice in the store, farm raised is usually a lot cheaper. So I'm making that, asparagus, rice ramen. So rice ramen, I know it sounds unhealthy, but regular ramen has like 1,400 milligrams of sodium. This has 0 grams of sodium. My secret is I use hot sauce. The hot sauce I use has like 20 milligrams of sodium. So what are you gonna do? Paul, yeah, I know. Hey, you guys subscribe. You guys know I'm strange, but you guys embrace me for it, which I appreciate. I've never once been like, guys, I'm a normal guy. I'm like you're an average person, like, oh, like, this movie's the greatest on earth, like, it's never been me. I try to be honest, like, even sometimes when I'm at a loss for words, I literally try to show it to you guys on screen, because I feel like a lot of times you'll have reviewers do like quick cuts to kind of like try to, hide things, keep it up, and I'm just like, but it's not reality, and I understand reality can sometimes be boring, but I guess I'm boring. Getting cooking less fat. I know, right? But that's why I love cooking, man. I really do. When I first moved out of like my parents' house, several years ago, I was like, all right, I got to start learning how to cook, and I started cooking pretty much everything that my parents didn't like. So fish, they didn't like, and I was like, I love fish. Every time I would go somewhere, I would order fish. So I do that. I'll eat red meat once a month. Other than bison. Bison, it is technically a red meat, but it's like on the lower end, lower fat. So I'll have that every now and then. And then chicken for like my lunches. So, Film Fanatic. Oh, there he is. When is the ranking of the 90s Best Picture winners? Good question. So I did speak to Carlos of Misfit Ponds. You guys can check out his channel. I talked with him this past weekend. He said by the end of this week, he'll have watched all of the 90s Best Picture winners. Hopefully he'll then film his part this weekend. If he does that, I'll then film my part, and then I'll try to have it either this upcoming week or the week after. But again, knowing Carlos with his speed, like, he told me to tell you guys he has a lot going on, which I get. But between you and me, the 2000s and 2010s has been done for like a couple months. I've just been waiting on him, and I collaborated with 2 other YouTubers on those 2 parts. So, and I told him the same time as the other one. So again, I love Carlos, but still, just letting you guys know, it's not my fault. I want to have it out to you guys. Joseph Plays, explain the Kill Bill Volume 1 to 2-star rating. Sweet. So Joseph Plays. This is something probably a lot of you guys were thinking about. So Kill Bill Volume 1, I saw late high school, and then I rewatched about 2 years ago, I'd say. And both times I wasn't impressed. I liked that it was a strong female character. I liked the callbacks to anime, as well as I did think for the most part it was well filmed. The violence for many is satisfying, but I just wasn't able to fully connect. I felt that the lack of character development was really something that I couldn't really get along with. Like, it's not like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly or other movies where it's like the motivation isn't clear till the end. Where I was able to fully appreciate for Kill Bill, I just wasn't able to resonate with it twice that I saw. Now, Kill Bill Volume 2, I will admit the second time I saw that movie, I didn't like it as much. In fact, my girlfriend was surprised that I liked Part 2 more than 1 because she thought Part 2 was boring. But the thing is with Part 2, I think that I like it more because it delves into the bride and her backstory and everything. And I think that for me, it's like, it's hard for me to get 100% behind. It's like I get these motivations and everything, but I just found Part 2 more reserved. And I love Tarantino's wild side, but I do feel as though seeing a reserved side of him was really kind of cool. And we ended up seeing that later on, too, with The Hateful Eight. So hopefully I was able to explain. I know I went completely off the rails, but I don't know. I didn't love the franchise, but I do like Part 2 better. Film Fanatic, my favorite is Braveheart, then American Beauty. Braveheart, man, that's going to be interesting to talk about. People are going to disagree. Jacob Stanfield, what is your favorite long take in a film? Well, my favorite long take in a film, I don't know. The Children of Men one, the long take in the battle scene towards the end, that's amazing. Birdman, there's a lot of really good takes of Birdman, like the first time they're on stage. In the very beginning, I thought that was impressive. I don't know, favorite long take. That's a good question. That's a really good question. I don't know. Wait. Give me a minute. Let me think about that. I got to think about that. That's a really good question. I haven't had to think about that. Well, the one in 1917 is pretty impressive. I don't know. Give me time to think about that. That's really good, though. I might do a video about that. Key into building chat. Her. What's up, Nakia? Nakia and I work together. That's something I like doing. Paul, I've been reading Clockwork Orange. Absolutely love A Clockwork Orange. Still waiting for it to come out in 4K. Paul Logan, what do you think of the movie? The movie being an adaptation. Being an adaptation? I haven't seen Being an Adaptation. I've seen Adaptation, which I thought was great. Just to play 12 Angry Men's long take is a good one. Yeah, 12 Angry Men is one of my favorite movies. I recently rewatched that, and then I watched it, Anatomy of a Murder right after that. They're both great movies. Gravity's long take in the opening scene is really impressive, I thought, too. I think that, for me, when I first saw that in theaters, that really impressed me. I still really like Gravity, personally. I know some people really can't stand that movie, but I actually like it pretty well. See, live stream, you get to hear all my goofs. I think of other long takes that I really like. The Raid 2 has some pretty awesome long takes. Also some pretty good edits in general. I meant Being an Adaptation of the book. Oh, you meant A Clockwork Orange being an adaptation of a book. I'm fine with that. Actually, I got my girlfriend A Clockwork Orange, the book. She read it, and then I showed her the movie, and she said the movie's pretty accurate, other than the ending they changed. She told me the ending. I personally like the ending of the movie more. I know I didn't read the book, but with basically what she told me, I was like, I like the movie better because the movie was more in tune with like the whole art house approach of, people don't actually change. And I think that's one of those things where watching A Clockwork Orange and like The Master, those are movies that show that you can have characters that are trying to grow, but then they revert back to their old ways. And that's realistic. A lot of times that's how people actually are. And I tried to actually have that in my movie, where my character, reverted back to his own ways. Because truth be told, a lot of people do that. People try to, change themselves or get better, but a lot of times they get back, unfortunately. Just a place. I haven't seen the Raid movies, but my dad can't stop talking about them. You should listen to your dad, because the Raid movies, Raid 2 is amazing. I've only seen the first Raid once, believe it or not, but the Raid 2 I've seen so many times. It's my favorite action movie. I've actually been meaning to rewatch it. The problem is I think it's like a 55-inch TV. The last time I saw it, my one friend has like a theater in his house, and I saw it last time, and I'm like, this I have to marinate, because it's probably one of the best experiences ever. What else? What we got? Instead of cooking with David Lynch, you got cooking with Chad. Who would have thought, right? What we got? Paul Logan, I have only so much patience for action movies. I can't get invested in them most of the time. I get that. Yeah, I completely get that. I usually, like any genre of movies, I really have to be impressed and or think that there's something unique. Because like The Old Guard, I was explaining to Jacob earlier. The Old Guard on Netflix, that movie is so generic. It is so dull. I gave it a 2 out of 5. Looking back, I probably should have given it a 1 out of 5, because that movie is just like, holy cow. Thank God I didn't watch it in theaters. It's movies like that where it's just kind of like, it drives me insane. It really does. I think the other thing is with action movies, there has to be consequences. I feel like some directors don't understand that. You have to have consequences. You have to feel the danger of these characters. Like, take Mad Max Fury Road, for instance. I've seen that movie so many times. Every single time I watch it, there's so many instances where I'm like, are they going to make it? Are they going to make it? And it's like, they don't make it. When at the very end, where it's like, they almost don't make it again. And it's like so much, it's like hard to breathe. Now, compare that to, let's say, the John Wick franchise. Don't get me wrong, I like the John Wick franchise, but let's be honest. How often do you feel like he's in danger? He's a superhero. It's basically a superhero action movie. And that's why the Raid movies are better than the John Wick movies, in my opinion. Let's see if there's another comment. You have to say, I'm glad I did this. The Before Trilogy would like to have a word with you. I like the Before Trilogy. Sarcasm. Ha ha ha. For those of you who don't know Before Trilogy, I know I'm giving exposition, but the Before Trilogy is it's a romance trilogy. There's a lot of action, a lot of steaminess. I'm kidding. What? They're open? Marvel Fan 45. Yes. So Marvel Fan 45, what I was saying earlier is theaters near me, AMC theaters, which I have AMC A-list, they are open as of the 20th. Actually, I didn't even say this to anyone else. As of the 20th. The 20th is apparently the 100-year anniversary of AMC. And so they're doing, I think it's like 15-cent tickets. And then I'm not going that Thursday just because they're showing a bunch of 80s movies, which I personally, it's like 80s, really. Why not show some 90s movies? Like, I would love to see American Beauty on the big screen, or, Schindler's List or something like that. Instead, it's like, oh, they'll show them Ghostbusters, the 80s one, Back to the Future, which I like. But I guess it's like so people can get nostalgia. I mean, they're sold out. A lot of movies are sold out. They have Black Panther, but Black Panther I would watch, but it's like I own it on 4K, so I don't really have to. But yeah, they're open. The first movie I'm seeing is Unhinged with Russell Crowe. So I like Russell Crowe, so I'm curious about it. Paul Logan, what do you think of I'm Thinking of Ending Things trailer? Good question. So I'm not gonna lie. As soon as quarantine happened, I stopped watching movie trailers. I did. I don't know why. But the only trailer I saw was the Tenet trailer, the new Tenet trailer. I haven't seen I'm Thinking of Ending Things because I know it's Charlie Kaufman, so I'm going to be watching it. I love Charlie Kaufman. I've heard the trailer is great. I've seen people do trailer reactions for it. Actually, no, one person, Carlos from Mr. Palm. That's about it. Marvel 45, nice. I just watched Eyes Wide Shut, and now it's easily my favorite film. Read a master review on it. Oh, I'm looking forward to reading it. Eyes Wide Shut's a great movie. I've been waiting for that movie to come out in 4K because the Blu-ray transfer apparently is not the best, so I haven't added it to my collection. But I think that has one of the best second acts in film, personally. Like the scene at the mansion, beautiful, man. Kubrick really, he had an eye. He really did. That movie is really good. It's like the perfect movie to watch, like right before, Marriage Story. I feel like. What are you gonna do? Joseph Plays. I bought tickets for Tenet. I'm gonna see it on August 24th. Are you seeing it? You're seeing it August 24th? I read that apparently it's like the 26th in the United Kingdom. Lucky? For me, it's not coming out until the 3rd, so I'm going to be using Pirate Bay to see it, and then I'll obviously see it in theaters again. I know how the internet works, and I know that it would get spoiled for me, and I really don't want it to be spoiled for me. So I'm definitely, if I see that there's like a 480p link online, I'm seeing it. And I know I probably should be saying this because it's like illegal, but whatever. I am excited. I am excited for Tenet. And I am seeing it. I like Nolan. I think that Nolan is, he has his issues for sure as a filmmaker, but I like him overall. Marvel 45, all the subtle details. And yeah, that scene with the mansion is my favorite sequence. Also, how bleak the ending was when you think about it. Yeah. Also, is one of the best last lines of the movie. I think that a movie like Eyes Wide Shut, it's crazy the fact that a studio put money to it. Imagine Eyes Wide Shut getting made today. Jacob Stanfield, what was the most bored you have ever been in a movie? Probably shouldn't be saying this. Star Wars Rise of Skywalker, I think, is the most recent example. I was so bored, man. Like, I drink a lot of water. Like, I drink usually this is like a gallon. I drink like this whole thing in a day, and then I'll drink like a little bit more. I made sure to drink a lot of water during Rise of Skywalker as the film progressed, because I was like, I can't stand this movie. I really can't. Usually I try to drink only a little bit at a time when I'm at the movies because, you're sitting down for so long. But Rise of Skywalker, I couldn't help it. I was like, I got to go to the bathroom. I tried to make so many excuses when I was with my friends to go to the bathroom because that movie, oh, man, I'd rather watch Cats. I know I said that in my one video, but it's true. Because Cats, I had the whole theater to myself, so I was able to be on my phone and just videotape the atrocity that I was experiencing. Rise of Skywalker, I had every single Star Wars fan saying this is the greatest movie of all time, while me and my friends were just sitting there just kind of being like, wow. So I guess this is how a lot of people feel about, Game of Thrones, apparently. I also was really bored during White House Down. I remember that. Marvel 45. Yeah, it's three of my favorite film changes. Eyes Wide Shut was everything. Everything I wanted in a movie. Can't wait to pick up my Kubrick set now. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen A Clockwork Orange. A Clockwork Orange is great. 2001: A Space Odyssey is massive. I think you just recently reviewed that. The Shining, I love. Lolita, I think, is underrated. Full Metal Jacket, I think the first half's amazing. Second half, it's okay. Paul Logan, what's the movie that came out years ago and you like, but think it would be bad if it came out today? You mean like if it's like in terms of like aging, like how it hasn't like really aged well? Oh, geez, that's a good question. You guys have some really good questions. I do have to say. I'm thinking. Oh, what am I doing? One of my all-time favorite movies, American Beauty. That movie wouldn't get made today. Could you imagine? First of all, the main actor. Second of all, the subject matter. The movie would never get made. Just place. I don't think I was in the right mood when I saw Eyes Wide Shut, and therefore I couldn't appreciate it fully. Definitely need to rewatch it. Absolutely agree. Actually, at the end of my movie, Incisor, I actually wanted to use the chorus that's in like the second act. When they're doing the ceremony, I so wanted to use that, but I was like, this video would definitely get copyrighted, and I didn't want that to happen. So I was like, all right, screw it. But I did. I'm not gonna lie, I did compile it with the music, and I was like, this is amazing. I really should have like a separate video where I have that, but I don't know. Marvel Fan 45. Yeah, you definitely need to be in the movie. Yeah, it's a slow burn. I've told my girlfriend I want to show it to her, but I just don't know if she'll ever be in the right mood to watch that movie, because it's like it's a slow, methodical movie. It's not really worried about if you really care about the characters. It's more worried about the ideas and the themes and the cinematography, which is why it's so detriment that the movie needs a good transfer. I think that it needs a 4K. Screw Full Metal Jacket. Full Metal Jacket's getting a 4K release. Screw that. Give A Clockwork Orange a 4K release and give Eyes Wide Shut. Please. Thank you. Paul, correct answer. Yeah. There's no way American Beauty would get made today, but I absolutely love that movie. Same with The Apartment. There's no way The Apartment would get made today. Rain Man. Actually, no, Rain Man probably would. Because, I mean, they made Green Book. Green Book's, Green Book's entertaining, but it's very flawed. I'm trying to think what else. What else we got? Sorry, guys, multitasking. Marvel Fan 45, the 3 hours flew by for me. Yeah, I need to rewatch it. I have it on my USB drive. I've been meaning to rewatch that. I got like that to rewatch The French Connection, The Village. I have a lot of movies that I haven't seen in like several years. I'm like, I should probably rewatch. Well, The Village I haven't seen in like 10 years, so I definitely need to watch that. Jacob saying, if you could remove one film from the history of cinema, what would it be? Paul Logan. I'd say Donnie Darko. Paul, you would remove Donnie Darko from cinema? I would say honestly, probably The Birth of a Nation. Yeah, probably The Birth of a Nation. Not the new one, the one that came out like 100 years ago. I think that when a movie literally rebirths the KKK and knowing that the movie did that, I don't know, man. Like, not to get political, but I feel like maybe, who knows? Again, imagine a movie where they actually removed that movie. Would the KKK exist? Probably, because there's so many, racist, ignorant Americans. What are you gonna do? Paul, I meant for my question. LOL. Let me see. Oh, Donnie Darko is getting made. I don't know. I think Donnie Darko could get made. I just think that I would not expect it to be a mainstream success at all, because but that's part of the charm about Donnie Darko, is that it gained a cult following. Fan 45. Yeah, I can't wait to pick it up and watch it on a 4K TV. Yeah, 4K TV is awesome, man. Jacob saying, I'd go with Twilight. Fair enough. I finally saw the franchise actually right before quarantine. That franchise lives up to the hate, man. It's terrible. Except Carter Burwell. Her score is beautiful. I mean, not her. His score is beautiful. Just a place. 365 days should be removed. Yeah, it really should. It really should. I'm so glad people actually enjoyed my review for 365 days, because that was my genuine thoughts. I was like, I kind of want to freak out, but at the same time, I feel like so many YouTubers do that just to get views, and I'm like, nah, this movie's not worth that. It's not worth that pleasure that other people have, I guess. I'm kidding, of course. Marvel 45, Jodorowsky's entire filmography probably couldn't be made today. Funny you say that. I have yet to see a Jodorowsky movie. I know. I've heard people talk about his movies a lot. I haven't seen any of them. It's kind of crazy, too. It's almost as if I'm avoiding them, but I'm not. I just don't really know. Like, in Marvel Fan 45, if you know of any website where I can find them, like Netflix or HBO Max, somewhere I can watch them, I'd be down to watch them, because I've heard that they're crazy original. And apparently, they're crazier than like a Lynch film, and I love Lynch, so I'm curious. Joseph Plays. I hated The Holy Mountain. That's the one. That's the one a lot of people talk about. They like jerk off, and it's fine. I haven't seen the Holy Mountain. I've wanted to so bad. I've heard it's really good. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe I won't like it. You never know with me. Alright, that's done. That's done. So we got. Yeah, the Holy Mountain's sacred for a lot of people. Just a place I love the Holy Mountain. And yeah, they're way crazier than Lynch. Also, the Holy Mountain is free on YouTube. Is it really? Wow. I did not know that. Maybe I'll try to watch it this weekend. Actually, I don't know, because I know I'm filming this weekend, I think, on Sunday. And I got some errands to run tomorrow. So, like, car stuff. You gotta love cars. Talk about a rigged industry. YMS. Again, I'm an old man. What's YMS stand for? Our fan for yep. Yeah, I should definitely do that. Because so many people talk about the Holy Mountain, and I'm just like, how do you guys find this? Like, do I have to download it? I'm curious. I definitely know I'll have to be in the right mood for these movies. This place, thank you. I haven't seen. No, I'm not following him. Actually, believe it or not. Oh, you're saying it's that guy's favorite movie. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. There's some YouTubers I don't follow. Nothing against them, just I haven't really come across their videos. And other ones, there are other ones that are like kind of like smaller that I usually watch. And usually I feel like they're more organic. They're like I said in other ones. There's some YouTubers I follow, but I'm just kind of like, I'll watch it a couple minutes. And I'm just like, so who's sponsoring this video? Is this Disney? My goal is to watch a 3-hour movie and a 4-hour movie before summer's up. Luckily, I've already got one before I haven't decided on what the 3-hour will be. Did you see Once Upon a Time in America? That's almost 4 hours, and that movie's amazing. Paul Hogan, he's great, very insightful. Maybe I'll check him out. Paul Hogan, Charlie Kaufman praises him. Charlie Kaufman is amazing. Jacob Stanfield, what do you think of some underrated sci-fi films? Well, firstly, you said one of them, Dark City. I think that's probably number one for me. It's the most underrated. Predestination is very underrated. It's with Ethan Hawke and Sarah Snook, who is in the TV show Succession now. So I'm glad that she is, getting more success. See what I did there? I would argue that Ex Machina is underrated. I know it's recently been gaining more of a following, but I mean, I saw the movie in theaters 5 years ago, and I was praising the heck out of that movie, and nobody was talking about it. They were like, oh, and then finally it won an Oscar, and now all of a sudden people talk about it. But that movie I think is underrated. Well, there's some other ones. I do love science fiction, so I'm trying to think of other ones. Children of Men. I guess you could say it's rated. I love that movie. I think that movie's pretty underrated. I hate that I'm babbling in front of you guys, but I'm still thinking about other ones. Say 1 second. Looper? No. I like Looper, but I don't think it's underrated because I think it was pretty highly acclaimed. Minority Report. You know what? Nobody really talks about Minority Report. Actually, I think it might have been Joseph actually plays, if I'm not mistaken, or someone else with a similar username that just saw that movie. I really like that movie personally. I think that movie's pretty good stuff. Love the concepts. Let me think about that. You guys have some really good questions. I know I said that before. Joseph plays his Cineoc New York videos are fantastic. I need to rewatch that movie. That movie it was a gut punch. I saw it and I finished it and I was like, I don't know what to think. This was like 5 years ago. I need to rewatch it. Paul Agony, I'm still waiting for part 6. Jacob Stanford, I would add Sunshine and Pot. Yeah. Oh, thank you. You mentioned Darren Aronofsky, The Fountain. I love The Fountain. I think The Fountain is really good. The Fountain's really good. Depending on your political view, not political, your religious views, I guess. Noah, I actually think is really good. 1 second. Let me think. I'm gonna go on. I have my Blu-ray.com account, so I can like pull up some of the movies. Sometimes I just draw a blank, and I hate that. But let me just refresh this. Sci-fi. Alien Covenant. I think Alien Covenant's actually pretty underrated. I didn't like it the first time, but I rewatched it. I actually thought it was pretty darn good. A Cure for Wellness. I think it's more horror, but I think that movie's really good. Again, I'm going alphabetical order. Dark City, obviously. District 9. District 9 got a lot of attention at first. Now no one really talks about it, unfortunately. I already mentioned Ex Machina and The Fountain. Sorry, new film. What else we got? King Kong. I like King Kong, the 2005 one. The Guest. Actually, no, The Guest, I guess, wouldn't be considered sci-fi. It would be considered horror, I suppose. Marvel Fan 45. I haven't come up with my full interpretation of Eyes Wide Shut yet, but I'll probably rewatch it like 4 times. I also didn't quite understand the title, but it probably comes to me on a rewatch. Well, I believe the title comes from the fact that the entire time, if you're a really conservative person, you want to have your eyes wide shut while watching the movie. I tried. Just plays. It was me. I only liked it. Oh yeah, I thought so. I am following you. Okay, good. I just want to make sure. Yeah, I saw your review and I was like, all right, I can get behind this. And then when you said the final act, I was like, I love the final act personally. I think the final act has some pretty cool twists I didn't see coming. Again, that movie gets better and better each watch. I remember you compared it to Interstellar. Interstellar, I think, is pretty good. Paul Logan, I keep posting stuff too early. No, you're good, man. You're good. Would you count Pi as sci-fi? I would say so. From what I remember, I would consider it that. Paul Logan, Chad, have you ever think of doing a podcast? Every letterbox user I come across has one. When I was making Incisor, actually, a couple of my friends threw out the idea, and now 2 of those friends definitely wouldn't be able to because one has a girlfriend, the other lives like further away. I don't know. A podcast just with one person, I don't know. I don't quite know if I would do that. Especially with currently doing YouTube videos as well as making a movie. I mean, the movie alone it's stressful, man. You have to work with a lot of people, around their schedules and everything. It's a lot. Like, people don't say it, for independent filmmakers, it's not easy. It's really difficult. Crystal Plays, I've only seen the Alien prequels. I've never seen Aliens. Aliens amazing. Aliens is good, but I've only seen it like twice. Paul Logan, Aliens is one of the best movies ever made. Unfortunately, you've had the mystery of the monster spoiled to you, then. Yeah, Aliens is a great movie. I'm trying to think. Aliens isn't as good. Yeah, I agree with you, Paul. Jacob Stanfield, what are some of the worst movie titles you've ever seen? Transformers 4, Transformers 5, Alex Cross, The Boy Next Door, 365 Days, The Ridiculous Six. I'm trying to think of other ones. Ooh. Let me think. There's some other ones. I try to give the benefit of the doubt for a lot of movies, so usually I'm not too hard on like certain ones. But other ones I'm like really difficult on. I'm trying to think of other ones. I'd be terrible if I drop these on live stream for everybody to see. Now, voila. We have ourselves dinner. Model Fan 45, gonna go make a video. Have a good night. Hey, I'm glad you dropped by, man. It's always good seeing you. Jacob Sample, have you ever heard of the Nut Job 2 Nuttier by Nature? Oh, yeah. It's a masterpiece. Like Paul Logan said, best movie ever made. Critics should watch that movie. All critics should watch it. All filmmakers should watch it. In fact, every single night, you're right, every single night right before I go in the editing room to, like, start editing my movie, I always put on that movie. I'm just like, this movie's masterpiece. I can't even say it with a straight face. I haven't seen it, but I heard it was terrible. I haven't even seen the first Nut Job. They definitely were thinking about kids when they named that title. I'm kidding, obviously. Seriously, though. I wonder what the porno would have been called. More like Nut by Nature. Kidding. So I always do my dishes before I eat. Keep things moving, you know what I mean? Joseph plays. Have you seen The Tree of Life? I love The Tree of Life. Truly, I do. The first time I saw it, I watched it with my mom. We got 10 minutes in, I shut it off. But then I decided to come back to it a couple of years later, and I really liked it. And with each viewing, I love it more and more. A lot of people, when I did my Tree of Life, the Terrence Malick ranking video, a lot of people said, Chad, you should watch the extended cut. So I bought the Criterion, and the extended cut, it's a masterpiece. I always gave the movie a 4.5 out of 5. Obviously, past the first couple of viewings, but that movie's amazing. Paul Logan, I actually did. I hate myself for making me and my friends sit there. That's the thing with art house movies. They're very hit or miss. Paul Logan, okay. Never mind. Okay. I thought you were saying The Tree of Life. I was like, it's hit or miss for people. Jacob Stanfield, I had to watch The Nut Job in 7th grade. My class reactions were hysterical. The Nut Job. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Listen, if you don't like The Tree of Life, that's fine. I know a lot of people that don't like it, unfortunately. Actually, some of my close friends hate Terrence Malick for some reason. Which, don't get me wrong, his later movies haven't been the best. Post Tree of Life, ironically. But give the guy credit where credit's due. Also, you watched The Nut Job in 7th grade? In 7th grade, I watched the edited version of Gladiator. It was awesome. Minus the fact that it was edited. But, we're in 7th grade. What are you going to do, right? Paul, I haven't seen it yet. I'm curious. Paul, I am not going to sit here and say The Tree of Life is a movie you can watch one time and declare it a masterpiece. I'm not going to say that. It's a movie that it sticks with you. You don't quite know what you've seen because it's not linear. And there's nothing it's not like Westworld or like a David Lynch movie where it's not linear and upon rewatch you can figure it out. It's like you have to watch it multiple times to figure it out because it really does play around time. It does it so much so that it's kind of crazy. It's really good. And I don't want you to go into thinking it's like a twisty movie. It's not. It just Terrence Malick is just ballsy with the editing in that movie, and I give him props. Abdul Rahman, I'll wait. Tree of Life, more like Tree of Boredom. Am I right? Oh, there it is. I haven't seen it, by the way. Just joke around. Hey, clever joke genius in the making. Well, two of my friends just watched the Suspiria remake. Have any of you guys seen the Suspiria remake? I love that movie personally, but they saw it, they hated it, absolutely hated it. Abdullah, you can call me Oreo. Easier on the mouth. Thanks, man. You're. I think I'm following you on Letterboxd. Actually, I think you might have commented on one of my videos or something. I mean, not videos, lists. I apologize if I didn't comment. I'm slow with that. Suspiria is sick. Agreed. Suspiria is crazy, man. Like Luca Guadagnino was like, you know what, guys, let's do a 7-act movie. You know, let's make a movie that's not for mainstream audiences in the slightest. Let's do it. And they did it. That movie's a Rorschach test because you'll have some people that will say it's the most boring movie, that it makes no sense, that it's too long. And then you have other people like myself that are just kind of like drenched in the world building and saying, wow, this is world building, not Star Wars, you know. Radiohead rules. Yeah, Radiohead is great. Actually, because of Suspiria, I got into Radiohead. Not gonna lie. Who do you think would win in a fight, the Bride or Mar from Sin City? Probably the Bride, honestly. Although Mar from Sin City is pretty awesome. Oh, yep. That's me. Sorry, I missed your comment. Have you seen the France age rating system? They rated Taxi Driver, South Park much more 12. Well, as someone that's French on my dad's side, because we're more open-minded. I'm kidding, obviously. Although I do think that is pretty cool. Because I don't know. I do like I think it's interesting to see each country with how they react to movies, because some countries it's like, you know, their focus is on banning violence. Other countries it's banning nudity. It's crazy. It really is. There's no pleasing anyone. Oreo, what? Yeah, France is crazy with their racism. I love their personally. Love it, love it, love it. So this video is sponsored by Bravado Crimson Hot Sauce. I'm kidding, of course. It's not. Why would I do that? But I will recommend you guys, if you guys like hot sauces, Bravado is excellent. Crimson hot sauce is really good. Serrano is probably my favorite. The reason why I'm saying this to you guys is that, well, I have hot sauce ratings, and I came across this, and like there was another one called like Dirty Dick's hot sauce. Pretty awesome stuff. But I might be changing my hot sauce rating system because I feel like these deserve like 5 out of 5 and not like Tabasco being 4.5. They actually are. MPA. Yeah, they are homophobic. You are right. America. What can I say? America, right? Pretty bad. Pretty bad. I mean, you guys see who's our president, right? Oh, gosh. And what about you guys? I've been getting so many ads on YouTube for vote by mail, vote by mail, vote by mail. How should I vote? By mail. Thanks for telling me what to do. I love it. Here we have a slightly different system. Violence and language gets 15. Profanity and dirty jokes get 18. And nudity is cut out. Yeah, see, like censorship. I don't agree with censorship. I think it's something that every single country kind of faces, and it's really unfortunate, honestly. And what's funny is years later, it's laughed upon. You know, like Psycho. Look at Psycho. Psycho's a great movie, but it's kind of crazy the fact that that movie wouldn't have gone through the censors at that time because they had the code at that time. Just place. I love hot sauces. I love I love spicy food raw. Yeah, honestly, I'm glad that you agree. I think hot sauces are amazing. Um, Nobody ever, and it's hilarious. I've had this in place for 2 years. Nobody ever acknowledges the hot sauces. Nobody questions the rating system, and it's hilarious. I'm kind of just like, I thought it'd be something where it's like, oh, the hot sauce is a great idea, and then people are just kind of like, oh, we're not even like talking about the hot sauces, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Um, Joseph Stanfield, do you think Fight Club is a great LGBT romance? It's funny you say that. I think Fight Club, you can watch it many different times, and every single time you'll get like a different approach. I'm not gonna lie. I think it was the last time I did it. I did look at it as like a pretty strongly LGBTQ movie. Like there's definitely some like homoeroticism. I think it's really good. But then there are other times where you can look at it as like toxic masculinity getting exploited, or just violence in general, consumerism. It's a movie that has a lot of layers. Not my favorite Fincher film, but I do love it about that. Um, no, The Lighthouse is that. Yeah, give me a steak. I love The Lighthouse. Um, Oreo. I don't mind nudity censorship. I just like maybe it's a culture. Yeah, probably different cultures. You know, there are some cultures where it's like no to nudity. I mean, America's weird. America, and again, Oreo. I don't mean to assume anything. I don't know if you live in America or anything, but America, it's like on the surface, it's like, oh, we're against nudity. That's why we have the MPA and everything. But it's like underneath everything that's suppressed, everyone's like, yeah, but nudity is fine, but it is like at the same time troublesome because like there's a lot. I don't want to get into this conversation, but there's a lot of double standards and everything that are troublesome in America. Truly, it is. Paul Logan, I'm in the UK. Here we have basically the same rating system, it's just slightly less homophobic than America, but not much. Yeah, like I said, I'm from America. I can acknowledge the fact that we are pretty homophobic, unfortunately. Um, that's why it was a huge surprise when Moonlight won Best Picture, which was amazing. Um, Fight Club is open for interpretation. Yeah, I mean every movie is. Don't get me wrong, every movie is. Sometimes there's a lot more like evidence towards one thing than another, depending on your point of view. As a non-American, America is weird to be honest. Yeah, America is the. I mean, look at our president. I said it again, but yeah, we are. We're trying to be open-minded. I personally, I consider myself to be open-minded. I'm very open. Some people would say to a fault, but like I truly do believe that America is a strange place. It really is. There's so many faulty things. This video will probably get taken down because of me stating that. Jacob Sanfield, in America, horrific violence can go PG-13 film, but if you show a nipple or say you have 4 twice, you're R-rated. Yes and no. So Titanic was able to get away with, showing nipples. The remake of Total Recall is, see, again, I know the system by heart. The Social Network said 2.5 F-words and was able to get away with it. If you're a Weinstein movie, again, before Weinstein wasn't Weinstein Company, if you said 2 F-words, you would get an R rating. Like Philomena had, I think it was 2. It just depends. It's weird. It depends on the movie, and also how you utilize it. It's a strange system. It really is. But again, I know it in and out. Oreo, sorry, you guys are all over the place. I don't mean any disrespect. It's all good, man. That's just me in general. I'm all over the place. What can I say? This isn't me like doing a video format where it's like I have to try to adhere to certain guidelines that I place. This is just me kind of going like it's just how my mind works. Just a place. I just didn't find Moonlight amazing. Is there something wrong with me? Absolutely. I'm kidding. I didn't like Moonlight as much the first time. I gave it like a 4 out of 5. But in the same way, The Tree of Life, I had the urge to rewatch it, came back to it, and It really, really impacted me. And I've seen it many times since then, and Moonlight's one of my all-time favorites. It was my favorite movie of the last decade, honestly. And if you had told me that I would say that that would be my favorite movie of the decade, the night that I saw it for the first time, I would have laughed. Because I don't think it even made my top 10. Paul again, yeah, 365 is very interpretable. Yeah, that's true. Oreo, to drops of blood and no PG-13 for most directors, but Spielberg gets to keep little rivers of blood. Yeah, so the system changed. Spielberg was able to get away with it because the MPA was a lot different. America's reaction towards violence has changed drastically. A lot of them kind of realized where it's like Spielberg would show blood like here and there, and it was awesome. It was truly awesome. And again, I'm not like, oh, I'm blood hungry, but it was awesome because it felt realistic. Meanwhile, you have a movie like, I don't know, any superhero movie where it's like there's thousands of people getting killed, but you don't feel those consequences because it's bloodless. So I get that. Sorry, I'm too tired, right? No, you're good. I'll probably be ending this soon anyways. But Max Epic, I agree. I thought Moonlight was great, but not amazing. I kind of want La La Land to win more, to be honest. La La Land's really good. I think La La Land especially hits hard. Like if you're in a relationship, and it's like again, I don't know how many of you on here are in a relationship, but it's like La La Land, especially when you're in a relationship, you really start to think about like the main characters and kind of like is this going to be us someday? Could it be us someday? It's like if you come to that decision of like either following your passion, or the relationship, and it's those ideas of La La Land that I think really make it something special. But not La La Land, Moonlight, I think takes things to a whole other level, in my opinion. I think Moonlight is it's past the movie. It's past the medium of film. It's otherworldly almost with how poetic it is. Just a place. I only gave it a 3. That's fair. I gave it like a 4 out of 5, and I watched it during a tough time in my life. Moonlight, that is. But I urge you to rewatch it. That it's something special. Just a place. Epic. La La Land should have won 100%. La La Land was more ambition, I'd say. I don't know, guys. I think that it depends on your mood. If you want a digestible, fun movie with elements of thought-provoking themes, because like I said, I do believe La La Land does have some, thoughts underneath the surface. I would say watch La La Land if you want that. But if you want a movie that is poetic, and again, just transcends cinema, I'd say watch Moonlight. Moonlight had, I think, a better screenplay. There's a lot up for interpretation. There's a lot stronger themes. I think themes of toxic masculinity, being a minority. There's just themes that, especially in American cinema, doesn't really get touched upon. And the movie, I think, really, really should have more like it, in my opinion. But it doesn't, unfortunately. So that's why I think it's an important movie, among many other things. Paul, on a conversation on my letterbox, we said that Spielberg movies are voted for because America's perfect ideas it gives. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that Spielberg, I like a lot of his movies, but I will say that he does sometimes give into sentiment too much, and Americans love that. It is true. I'm different. A lot of people would call me like a pessimist or someone that doesn't have fun. I disagree 100%. But I don't really give in to like 4th of July. Like I look at the historical aspect, not the fact of, hey, let's blow all fireworks and ruin the environment even more. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not me. But I agree. I agree with the whole thing about Spielberg. Let's see. Whiplash is my favorite of the decade, just a plays. I really like Whiplash. That made my top 50 of the decade. If you stretch your first man too, Giselle has a thing. Giselle, I think his movies get worse and worse. I love all 3 movies, but for me, it's Whiplash. Then it's La La Land. Like Whiplash is 5 out of 5. Then you have La La Land 4.5, and then you have First Man 4, 4.25. I like all 3. Paul, Whiplash is literally perfect. Yeah. Are you Russian or are you Dragon? Such a great movie. Whiplash is so good. Says Max Epic. It really is. There's no way that would have won that year that came out. 2014. That year was stacked with movies, man. That movie year was incredible. I went to the movie so much that year, and that was before AMC A-List. That was before Movie Pass. So I spent a fortune that year, but it was worth it. It was worth it. I got to see Gone Girl, got to see The Imitation Game, Foxcatcher, Birdman. Birdman was great. Boyhood. Or yeah, I usually prefer dramatic and artsy movies, but they don't always stick. Moonlight didn't exactly stick with me, but I appreciate it. And that's just how it is, man. That's how it is with movies in general. Sometimes it will stick for you, sometimes it won't. And that's okay. Film Fanatic. Gone Girl is my favorite of 2014 of the decade. I love Gone Girl. Gone Girl is, I think that was my number 2 favorite of the decade. I rewatched it and it holds up. It's a masterpiece. Paul Logan, The Master is probably my favorite actual feature-length movie of the decade. The Master is amazing. The Master is similar to Moonlight. Bear with me. The Master and Moonlight I both saw. I both respected to an extent. I gave like a 4 out of 5. And I came back to them, and now I give both a 5 out of 5. I think both are hands down some of the best of the 2010s and ever. I think what Paul Thomas Anderson and Barry Jenkins did is amazing. I think The Master should be talked about more, but I know it's not audience friendly, so it's not exactly a movie that you can show a casual audience member. Although I'm not gonna lie, I did show a couple of my friends The Master. It didn't really stick with them. Paul Logan, It's Such a Beautiful Day, being my favorite piece of film of the decade. I thought the movie was okay. I gave The Master a 3 too. There you go. See? Maybe if you rewatch both, well, you give a lot of movies a 3. You gave Minority Report a 3 out of 5 as well. What can you say? Film Fanatic, favorite PTA film of mine is Boogie Nights. Boogie Nights is amazing. I love that movie. That movie is incredible. That movie has great tracking shots and long takes. I love The Master. Yes. Paul Logan, I think it's the same for Joseph. It's a better Joker movie than Joker. Yes. I remember when Joaquin Phoenix was casted as Joker, and a lot of people were giving him backlash, and I remember saying, he's going to be perfect. And then people would always ask me why, and I was like, well, you were never really here, and The Master. I think they're going to use those as templates. And I think that they did. I think that they 100% did. I like Joker, but if you were to tell me Joaquin Phoenix's best performance, I probably would say The Master, and then Gladiator second. Joker's top 5 for sure, 100%. But just plays Film Next same dude. Film Next, have you any thoughts on Leon? Leon the Professional? I think that movie's good. Oreo, yeah, exactly. Paul Logan, your food's gonna get cold. Yeah, I know. I actually have to get going, guys, because like Paul said, my food is gonna get cold, and I am hungry. Haven't eaten since lunchtime. But yeah, guys, I'll try to do another live stream soon. You guys are the best. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below. I'll try to also answer any questions. I'll try to do it soon. I have to answer a lot of comments, from recently, but I'll do that. Try to do it later today, I should say. And yeah, guys, you're the best. Thank you for being subscribed, and I will catch you guys later.